you just move your mic stand? It's on the wire.
Live from Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township, Baycats TV presents the Inter-County Baseball League. And this afternoon, it's the Brantford Red Sox in town to take on the defending IBL champion Barrie Baycats. Hi, everybody. With Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy. Well, the Baycats back in a rut, a 3-game losing skid coming into this afternoon's game. After getting 1 game above the 500 mark, they're now 2 below. But some help is on the way in terms of outfielders, Julius, including one familiar name and one new one.
So let's start with the familiar name, because I think that's the biggest story in this ballgame. Noel McGarry-Doyle back in the leadoff spot after a stint in the Frontier League. And it's going to be nice for the Baycats to finally have a true leadoff hitter. Didn't necessarily feel right having Brandon Hernandez in that number 1 spot. So McGarry-Doyle, a true 5-tool player to kind of get the offense started for the Baycats, is going to be huge tonight. Meanwhile, Clayton Keys saw his debut on Tuesday night in Guelph. He's looking strong so far, 1 for 4 with a double, so he's going to be a nice welcome addition as well.
As for the Brantford Red Sox, another disappointing start to the season for them as they look to climb out of the IBL basement. However, a big win on Thursday night over the Kitchener Panthers, including an impressive 9th inning, shut them down with the bases loaded, nobody out. They escaped it and got away with a win.
Absolutely, and they're going to throw their best at the Barrie Baycats today. Pedro De Los Santos, their only left-hander on the roster, oddly enough, but he had a couple really nice starts earlier this year. 6 appearances, only 2 starts to show for it this year, but an ERA under 3.5. Barrie might have a tough time against the left-hander.
Red Sox and Baycats, let's get it started. Here's public address announcer Rob Daniels.
Gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Athletic Kulture Stadium for season number 24 of Barrie Baycats Baseball. This afternoon's Paul Sadlin Motors Junior Baycats Day features the visiting Brantford Red Sox and your Barrie Baycats. Here are the starting lineups. First for the Brantford Red Sox, managed by Tyler Susie. Batting first in center field, number 13, Ethan Holub. Batting second, the left fielder, number 14, Ren Takioka. Batting third, designated hitter, number 15, Cassidy Watt. Batting fourth at third base, number 1, Chris Ortega. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 29, Lucas Bateman. Batting sixth at first base, number 27, Matt Torresan. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 17, Andrew Savage. Batting eighth in right field, number 4, Brody Black. And batting ninth at shortstop, number 8, Lucas Lafay. On the mound this afternoon for the Red Sox, number 35, Pedro de los Santos. And now, the starting lineup for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first in right field, number 95, Noel Mike Gary Doyle. Batting second, the shortstop, number 11, Brandon Hernandez. Batting third in center field, number 43, Clayton Keys. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 20, Nolan McEbroda. Batting fifth in left field, number 6, Tristan Clark. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 4, Willie Garcia. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 28, Noah Hull. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 44, Tyler Plumpton. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 81, Alex Wickett. On the mound this afternoon for your Baycats, number 30, Juan Benitez. Your umpires for this afternoon's contest, calling the balls and strikes, we have Ryan Jackson. Handling first base is Jared Merkley. And at third base is Don Michelle. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able to and kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
Baycats and Red Sox on Baycats TV. Good afternoon, everybody. Ben Davy along with Julius Hern. Right off the top, we do apologize for the late start today. Some traffic issues on Highway 400 on a Saturday afternoon. Go figure. What else is new, especially on a long weekend? So about a 15-minute delay getting started just to make sure everybody got here, got warmed up properly, and got ready for this ball game here this afternoon. Beautiful day. Nice, bit of an overcast sky, but still some sunshine and a very warm afternoon.
Yeah, it's not too hot either, especially after the weekend that the Baycats had in Chatham last week where the heat really played a factor. But a really comfortable afternoon and a really nice crowd at the ballpark. It looks like pretty much every stand of bleachers is full.
Let's take a look at the lineup for the Red Sox. It's Ethan Paulos, the leadoff man in center field. Ren Takioka, the left fielder, will bat second. D.H. Cassidy Watt hits third this afternoon. Chris Ortega, the third baseman, batting fourth. Lucas Bateman batting fifth at second base. It's Matt Torresan at first base, batting sixth. Andrew Savage, catcher, bats seventh. Brody Black in the number 8 spot in right field today. And Lucas Lefebvre, the new Red Sox shortstop, hitting ninth.
And on the mound for the Barrie Baycats, right-hander from the Dominican Republic, it's Juan Benitez. This is his 5th start of the season. He's had a really nice start to his year. 1-1 record so far, a 3.75 ERA in 24 innings. And he has had at least 5 innings pitched in each of his last 3 starts. So really on a roll for him, looking to continue that this afternoon.
Bit of a wind today from right to left, and it is in. It's been gusty, so that's keeping everybody comfortable from the heat. We'll see if that keeps some balls in the park here this afternoon. As Juan Benitez will get set to face Ethan Paulos in just a moment here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Red Sox and Baycats. Here's the first pitch from Benitez. It's a called strike. We're underway at 4:22. Juan Benitez kicks and deals. That one just misses low. 1-1. Paulos, Takioka, and Watt, top third of the order for Brantford. Here's the pitch from Benitez. Inside corner, it's a called strike. Home plate umpire Ryan Jackson. It's Jared Merkley behind the bag at first. And Don Michelle at third. Benitez ready. Kicks and fires the 1-2. And it's lined weakly to third. Play is made from Noah Hull. Across to Nolan Macabrota for the first out of the inning.
Give the defense here for the Barrie Baycats behind Juan Benitez. From left to right in the outfield, Tristan Clark, Clayton Keys, and Noel McGarry-Doyle. A really revamped outfield as we were mentioning earlier. Noah Hull making the play there at third. Brandon Hernandez at short. Junior call-up Alex Wickett getting his second IBL start at second. Noah Macabrota is at first. And it's Tyler Plumpton behind the dish for Juan Benitez.
That outfield of Clark, Keys, and McGarry-Doyle suddenly looking pretty good for the Barrie Baycats. And a called strike to Ren Takioka, the left fielder. Fouled over the screen. Takioka with a team-leading .396 batting average, 14 games. Leading the way for the Red Sox at the plate. Waggles the bat, waits, and the pitch is high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
When the Brantford Red Sox were here just a couple weeks ago, he was the only one in the lineup with multiple hits, and he did it out of that leadoff spot, so getting pushed down to that number 2 spot today in favor of Ethan Paulos, but he has been arguably the best hitter on that Brantford Red Sox team this year.
Fouled off to the left side. Takioka was the leadoff man when Brantford was here a couple of weeks ago, but as you mentioned, bumped down to the number 2 spot. Ethan Paulos led off the game for Brantford against Kitchener on Thursday. Grounds that one foul over to the Barrie dugout, and the count holds at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dominican Juan Benitez working from the stretch with the bases empty, kicks and deals. And a fly ball to left field. Clark to his right, got to go back, reaches up, and it's over his head. Off the wall in deep left field. Fires it in. That's a stand-up double for Ren Takioka. The Red Sox get a base runner with 1 out.
And that's exactly what he can do. He pulls that ball in maybe the deepest part of the park where Clark would be able to get it in left field. And having a runner like that in scoring position right at the hop is going to be extremely advantageous for these Brantford Red Sox.
Cassidy Watt to the plate, hitting .212 in 16 games. Has 8 RBIs to go along with his 2 home runs. Benitez with the first pitch, it's low. Tyler Plumpton handling catching duties. Nice scoop to keep that one out of the dirt. 1-0. Benitez deals. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Takioka at second, one out, top of the first inning. Here's the pitch from Benitez. It's a fly ball to right field, pretty deep down the line, and it's in foul territory and out of play. Over near the Barrie bullpen, count 1-2.
Benitez started on Sunday, first game of the doubleheader in Chatham. Held the Barnstormers hitless through the first 4 innings.
On the ground to third. Nice backhand play by Hall. Long throw. It's in time for the outs. Great play by Noah Hall. He had a range far to his right. Made a great throw across the diamond. Runner advances, but now 2 out in the inning.
Very difficult play for Noah Hall, and impressive that he was able to pull that off. He kind of had a lot of obstacles kind of work around Takioka, making his way to second, but also the third base umpire had to get out of the way of that play as well. So extremely athletic play from Noah Hall.
Big Nolan Macabrota at first base today. Having those long arms and legs certainly doesn't hurt when you're trying to make that play. So there's 2 away, runner at third, and it's the cleanup man, Chris Ortega. Benitez working quickly, deals. It's a called strike, 0-2. Ortega hitting .368, 14 RBIs to lead the Red Sox. Trying to get them on the board here on the top of the first. Benitez with a 0-2, and it's fouled away. This is Barrie's first game this weekend. They did have a Tuesday night game. That one glances off his bat, off into the screen.
That pitch got up and in on Ortega. He kind of leaned out of the way of that, but his bat came up with him.
And giving 3 days off kind of gives Josh Matlow the chance to reset the starting rotation here for Barrie, and a very busy stretch of games. 7 games in 9 days coming up, and that starts today, here this afternoon. Pitch is low.
It seems like a stretch that, and we were talking about this earlier today before the ball game, it could define their season.
Really could. 2 games below 500, but you could flip the standings pretty quick with a hot week. Just off the outside corner. They want to appeal at first. He did not go, says Jared Merkley. And the count now 2-2.
Ortega on a 7-game hit streak. It all started with a 3-hit game here a couple weeks ago.
2-2 pitch. High fly ball. Left center field. It'll be Clayton Keys coming over. Reaches up, makes the catch, and that will do it. The Red Sox strand a runner at third. We played half an inning, no score, here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
Inning number 1, no runs.
From 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
First inning of play is brought to you by Park Place, Barrie's Grand Slam destination for dining, shopping, and fun. See you after the game.
And Barrie's starting lineup for sports medicine, the official clinic of the Barrie Baycats. Noel McGarry-Doyle gets a very welcome round of applause as he steps up to the plate. Brandon Hernandez batting second, Clayton Keys batting third. Nolan Macabrota, the cleanup spot. First pitch is just inside from Pedro De Los Santos. Tristan Clark in left bats fifth, Willie Garcia batting sixth. And DHing Noah Hull, Tyler Plumpton, Alex Wickett. Rounding out the Barrie, starting 9 this afternoon.
This is Pedro De Los Santos, fourth IBL team, first year with the Brantford Red Sox, a 1-2 record this year. An ERA just under 3.5. This is third start of the season. He's got a really nice strikeout to walk ratio, 24-10.
That one caught McGarry-Doyle on a piece of the right protective arm guard there, and Baycats will get a base runner as he's aboard to lead off the bottom of the first inning.
Especially to have McGarry-Doyle on base to lead off this game. If you're the Brantford Red Sox, you understand that he's a risk to steal, and obviously like he's happy to be back in a Baycats uniform. I'm sure he'd be raring to go, and as much as tough to steal on a lefty with De Los Santos, a good jump could get McGarry-Doyle to second base easily here.
So here's Brandon Hernandez, the shortstop. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. Always mixed feelings for these players when they come back to Barrie. Certainly they're happy to be back here, but the window of opportunity to really make your statement in the Frontier League can be short. And McGarry-Doyle wasn't gone for long, and he's back again, and he goes, and the pitch through the left side. McGarry-Doyle round second. He'll take an extra 90 feet. So how about that? The hit and run was on, and runners on the corners for the Baycats with nobody out.
That was a perfectly executed hit and run play. Brandon Hernandez did exactly what he needed to do with it. Go the other way through a massive hole between third base and shortstop, and McGarry-Doyle takes third base easily. Give the defense here for the Brantford Red Sox. In the outfield from left to right, it's Ren Tashioka. In center field, Ethan Palos. In right field, it's Brody Black. Meanwhile, in the infield, Christian Ortega gets the start at third. Lucas Lefebvre at short. Lucas Bateman at second base. Matt Torson at first. And Andrew Savage is catching Pedro De Los Santos.
Called strike to Keys from De Los Santos. So 2 on for the Baycats. Nobody out here. Bottom of the first inning. And Keys gets a very nice welcome here in his home debut. Second game with the Baycats, but his first here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. And a great opportunity for him to endear himself to this crowd in the early going of this game. Runners lead. De Los Santos deals. Called strike 3. 3 quick strikes from De Los Santos, and Cleese was frozen. Didn't like that call at all, as he makes his case to the home plate umpire on his way back to the dugout.
He really had to be careful there. He looked like he was going on a little bit too much there with home plate umpire Ryan Jackson. Josh Matlow had to come out and escort him back to the dugout. Risky play, a 3-pitch strikeout in the bottom of the first inning. You don't want to get yourself into trouble early on.
Keys thought that could have been low or outside. Rung up by home plate umpire Ryan Jackson. Talk about how fast Benitez works. De Los Santos working very quickly here as well.
They could be making up for the 15-minute delay.
We might. Wouldn't that be something? So runners on the corners, 1 out. Here's the pitch from De Los Santos. Blocked nicely by the catcher Andrew Savage.
Well, for De Los Santos, it's not necessarily important to work quickly with runners on, but to work where you're varying your timing. You don't want the runners to, get a hold of your rhythm, because he's going to vary up how long he takes in between pitches, especially with 2 on.
2 balls, no strikes. A hot shot down the third base line. Heads up Andrew White. 2-1 the count. Savage sets the target. De Los Santos deals, and a nice scoop. Keeps that one from going to the backstop. McGarry-Doyle dancing around the bag at third. Hernandez at first.
Gotta wonder if Savage and De Los Santos might have been crossed up on that pitch, because the way that Savage had to make that pick, it didn't look like he was expecting a lot of movement.
3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 4. and the bases are loaded. So a base on balls for Nolan Macabrota, Brandon Hernandez to second, McGarry Doyle at third, and Tristan Clark with a big RBI opportunity for Barrie in the bottom of the first inning.
Tristan Clark is looking like true all-star potential to me through 15 games this year. He's scored a run and been on base in each of his last 6 games of the season. He's only not reached base 3 of the 15 he's played already this year.
Definitely an IBL all-star candidate for sure.
Had a home run on Tuesday night in Guelph.
Had to ask him if he was any relation to Denzel Clark, the outstanding outfielder for the Athletics, who's also a Canadian. Tristan said no relation, but same spelling.
Former teammate of Clayton Keys on the junior national team.
He's got the E on the end of his last name as well, but hits this one through on the left side. It's a base hit. That should score 2. Up with it and making the throw is Takioka. It's offline. Tristan Clark drives in a couple of runs. 2-0 Baycats.
Not sure if Savage picked up where that ball was coming from. Obviously the ball missed it, the throw missed the cutoff man, but with Hernandez coming in behind McGarry Doyle to score, kind of crossed up and got in the way of Savage's view a little bit, and he wasn't able to pick up that ball. It gives the Baycats an extra base.
Willie Garcia to the plate for the Baycats. Now, Tristan Clark now has 12 RBIs for Barrie. Second to Nolan Macabrota. So Macabrota at third, Clark at second. Baycats on top, 2-0 here at the bottom of the first inning. Long wind up and the delivery from De Los Santos is a called strike. Mentioned it's his 4th IBL ball club. This is a journeyman IBLer for sure. This one chopped on the ground, a high hop. And no play! Matt Torreson thought about going home with it, hesitated, realized nobody was covering the bag at first, and just ran out of options.
That hesitation cost him. If he skipped the hesitation, just threw it straight home to Savage, they would have had Macabrota dead to rights, but instead it's now a 3-0 Baycats lead.
So it'll go as an infield hit, but that's a mental error for sure on Matt Torreson. Brings in a run, 3-0 Baycats. Still only 1 out here in this bottom of the first inning. A quick conference on the mound. Clark goes to third on the play. So runners on the corners here for Noah Hull.
We've already got double barrel action in the Brantford bullpen, so this might be a really short leash here for De Los Santos.
Three seasons with the Maple Leafs, 3 in London, and he made 10 starts for the Kitchener Panthers last season. A 4-5 record. Yeah, they are getting ready in a hurry in the Red Sox bullpen. A couple of right-handers.
There's about
3-0 Baycats. Fouled off left side.
There's about 7 Red Sox players in that bullpen. Just kind of, well, 2 of them are throwing.
2 throwing, 2 catching, and another couple stretching, and 1 leaning on the fence. So yeah, 7. It's not often you see 7 players in the bullpen in the first inning. Treating this like Game 7 of the World Series, I guess. Here's the pitch, inside. De Los Santos, 36 years old. Comes set, kicks, and deals. A little check swing, left side. Scooped up by the third baseman, bobbles it, makes the off-balance throw, not in time. Chris Ortega made a nice play to glove that ball and then mishandled it. Got the running throw off anyways. Noah Hull beat it out. So the bases are loaded. Clark stayed at third on that play. Garcia at second. Hull at first now. Bases loaded again. And here's the catcher, Tyler Plumpton.
That play's going to go down as an infield hit for Noah Hull.
Tough inning defensively for the Red Sox. Despite no errors on the board, you had a mental miscue by the first baseman, a bobbled ball there by the third baseman, a throw that missed the cutoff man. I'm not sure this inning has been so much Pedro De Los Santos' fault as it is the players behind him. Here's the pitch. On the ground to second. Stepping on the bag, the throw over in time for the double play. And so the Baycats squander an opportunity, but not before they get 3. 3-0 Baycats after an inning here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Design, supply, build, renovate.
Ben Davy and Julius Hern on a beautiful Saturday here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Red Sox in town for the second time this season, trailing 3-0 as we head to the top of the second inning. Lucas Bateman, the second baseman, Matt Torreson, the first baseman, and Andrew Savage, the catcher, all due up to face Juan Benitez. And the first pitch is a strike. Brian Jackson is giving both pitchers the outer portion of the plate today. Here's the pitch, and that hit him.
Right on the elbow guard. It was not really much reaction there from Lucas Bateman. It got him in the best spot possible from his perspective.
First baseman number 27, Matt Torreson.
No, second inning that the Red Sox get a runner aboard. Leadoff man on, and Matt Torreson, the first baseman, now will come to the plate. Torreson for the Red Sox hitting .296. Benitez deals, off speed, a high hopper, right back to the mound. And Benitez will underhand it to the first baseman, Nolan Macabrota, for the first out of the inning. Bateman advances.
Catcher number 17, Andrew Savage.
And here's the catcher, Andrew Savage.
Ben, this is the 15th game in a row where Lucas Bateman has reached base.
That is an impressive streak.
He had a really nice game here the last time the Red Sox were 3 for 4 a day with a walk.
First pitch strike to Andrew Savage, the catcher. Savage hitting .389. Benitez deals, and that's a called strike as well. 0-2. Five of the 9 Red Sox hitters in this lineup hitting 300 or better. And Savage is one of them, hitting 389. Second only to Ren Takioka. Called strike 3. It's brought to you by IMP North. First for Juan Benitez this afternoon, 2 away.
Juan Benitez looks like he's got all the confidence in the world in this outing so far. Strikeouts usually aren't his game, but he really blew that one by Andrew Savage.
And another first pitch strike, this one to Brody Black. And that is the key for Juan, getting ahead of the hitters, getting those counts in your favor early.
We talked about his pace and how he's able to work so quickly. And those first pitch strikes just build those confidence and allows you to kind of speed up your process.
Comes right back with a fastball, and it's 0-2. Definitely would love to get some deep innings out of him today as the Baycats heading into this busy stretch. 7 games in 9 days. Including a game tomorrow afternoon in Hamilton. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Juan Benitez for IMP North. And the Red Sox strand a runner on the top of the second. Through 1.5, it's 3-0 Barrie. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Second inning of play is brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate. Servicing Simcoe region for over a decade.
And Davy and Julius Hern with you. Matty Gale is off today. Enjoying this beautiful long weekend. Gorgeous Saturday here in Barrie. The Red Sox and the Baycats. Second of 6 regular season matchups. This one fouled off over near the Brantford bullpen. It's Alex Wickett at the plate for the first time at home as a member of the Barrie Baycats and still looking for his first IBL hit. Just his second game so far since joining the club.
Yeah, got the start on Tuesday in Guelph, went 0-for-4, reached on an error, but was very strong defensively and could be a really nice addition, fitting into that 9 spot for Barrie.
Fouled off at home plate, and the count is 0-2. Baycats everyday second baseman Francisco Hernandez battling some injuries after an outstanding first half of the season. Another guy who would have to be considered an IBL All-Star candidate as well.
Absolutely. Took batting practice today, but he's told me he's still in rest mode.
Over the mound and through into center field. First IBL hit for Alex Wickett, and they will ask for the baseball, I'm sure.
Right fielder number 95, Noel.
Wickett is on as they toss the ball to the dugout. And back to the top of the order for Noel McGarry Doyle. De Los Santos, off speed, swing and a miss by McGarry Doyle. De Los Santos with a throw over, and wicket is back. The wind has really picked up here at Athletic Kulture Stadium now, blowing in quite strongly. Slightly from right to left, but mostly in.
It was quite consistent like that throughout batting practice.
Hit weakly, left side, shortstop with a quick throw, and it's not in time. Not a whole lot Lucas Lefebvre could do there, as that ball took a long time to get to him. The speedy Noel McGarry Doyle able to beat that one out. 2 on for the Baycats here in the second.
That's 3 infield hits now for the Barrie Baycats. Don't see that too often, especially this early in the game. De Los Santos doing everything he did to limit that hard contact, but not getting as much help as he maybe deserves from his defensive partners.
Well, he's always been a ground ball pitcher, and he's getting those ground balls, but this one hit high and deep, left center field. It's up, and it's gone! A home run for Brandon Hernandez, and Barrie cruising out front to a 6-0 lead.
He went the other way with his first base hit earlier in this game, going the other way on a huge home run that looked like it was gone right off the bat. Breaking it wide open for the Barrie Baycats, 6-0 on 7 hits.
We were just talking about how that wind is blowing in, and De Los Santos being a ground ball pitcher, and Brandon Hernandez goes ahead and just parks one over the left center field fence. So another conference on the mound. They're going to make an early pitching change here. As Pedro De Los Santos will have an early end to his Saturday afternoon. Red Sox going to the bullpen with Barrie out comfortably. 6-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. We'll have more when we return. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. New pitcher for the Red Sox is right-hander Carter Bettis to face a newcomer for the Baycats, Clayton Keys. 6-0 Barrie lead here in the second.
8th appearance of the season for Carter Bettis, an ERA of 4.69, and he's had 4 appearances of those previous 7 with 2 earned runs against, and one of them was here, a third of an inning last time the Red Sox were here.
A high fly ball, deep center field. Running over to his right is Ethan Palos to take it for the out. Well, first out of this bottom of the second inning. Clayton Keys gave it a ride, but the wind knocked it down. Nolan Macabrota walked and scored in the first. He'll bat with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Baycats already 7 hits. And the line is closed on Pedro de los Santos today.
Yeah, 6 earned runs on 7 hits in 1+ innings. That's going to do damage to his ERA.
Called strike to Macabrota. No favors to the hitters from home plate umpire Ryan Jackson this afternoon. Macabrota was sure that was inside. Tristan Clark on deck. Bettis with a delivery and a high fly ball. Left field should stay up for Ren Takioka. To his right, makes the catch.
Looks like Takioka had a bit of trouble with the wind there in left field, kind of pushing over towards that left field line. Almost looked like he lost it a little bit as it was, kind of swirling within that wind, but does a nice job to stick with it and make the catch.
That is a strong wind right now, and gives you an idea how hard Brandon Hernandez hit that 3-run bomb that he just set off. Tristan Clark knocked in 2 runs for the Baycats. The single in the first. Second at bat already, swings and misses. Strike 1. Eighth appearance of the season for Carter Bettis. The right-hander looks in. To the belt. And he deals the 0-1 pitch. Called strike. Well, I tell you, you better go up there swinging the bat. Ryan Jackson behind home plate this afternoon. Anything close, the pitchers are getting. Pitch from Bettis. That one too far outside. Six nothing Baycats. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. 2 outs. Bettis with the pitch, and this one flared into right field for a base hit. The inning will continue.
Baycats hitters are doing such a great job of being able to go the other way on these pitches. Tristan Clark, another great example there. We saw it a couple times already with Brandon Hernandez. It seems like Tristan Clark is just on a heater offensively right now. 2 hits already in this game and a home run on Tuesday.
4th hit of the inning for the Baycats. As they look to add to the 6-0 lead, here's designated hitter Willie Garcia. That's a first pitch strike to the former Chicago White Sox.
First time in the DH role for Garcia this season. You got to imagine that maybe taking away his defensive responsibilities might give him a bit more focus offensively.
Right back to the mound. And the underhand toss and plenty of time for the out. And that'll do it. But the Baycats add 3, and they make it a 6-0 ball game through 2 innings here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp. See you this summer!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Juan Benitez and the Barrie Baycats comfortably on top, 6-0 over the Brantford Red Sox. On this Saturday afternoon, number 9 hitter Lucas Lefebvre will lead it off for Brantford.
And more. At bat for Brantford, shortstop number 8, Lucas Lefebvre.
Lefebvre was at Missouri Baptist University last year, signed by the Welland Jackfish this spring, only played 2 games for them. Picked up by the Kitchener Panthers, and now this is his 3rd IBL ball club of the season. First pitch strike from Benitez.
The Welland Jackfish to start this year had a very deep roster, and just in terms of their catchers behind Robert Mullen. They have since kind of cycled through a bunch of different players. They had Russell Young as well, who's since moved on to the Hamilton Cardinals. Lucas Lefebvre, who, like you mentioned, went to Kitchener and now in Brantford, kind of setting his feet now as Red Sox.
Lefebvre got a chance to face his very brief former team on Thursday night. Benitez with an 0-2 count to him here, and the pitch is up high, 1-2. Red Sox 11-31 last year. Missed the playoffs to Kitchener by 3 games. As frustrating as that outcome was, it was a 3-win improvement over their 8-34 record the previous year. So baby steps for this Brantford Red Sox organization as they look to rebuild and try to become competitive once again.
The year before that, only 2 wins. So just think about how far they've come.
To third, Hull with the throw in time, 1 away. Well, they are a proud organization, 15-time IBL champions. It's been almost 12 years since their last one. And their 2013 championship most recently capped off a 6-peat. Baycats snapped that streak in 2014 and then reeled off 6 of their own. So 2 franchises that dominated this league for a 12-year span, the Red Sox and the Baycats. Ethan Paulos, the center fielder, to the plate. And it's lined down the line, and it's just foul. Very close to the chalk. Third base ump Don Michel on the call.
It was nearly a seeing eye single there for Ethan Paulos. Kind of jammed him a little bit, went inside out with it. Just kind of curved around Don Michel, the third base umpire. Noah Hall was playing in on the infield. Wouldn't have had much of a shot at it.
No balls and 2 strikes. Benitez looking for his 3rd K. Kicks and deals. Low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the crowd behind Benitez as he deals the 1-2 and has fouled back to the screen. Going back to those 2014 Red Sox, Lee Delfino led that team in home runs and RBIs. Josh McCurdy had an outstanding year. And the ageless Stefan Strecker on the mound. Ground ball to short. Running throw is just in time for the out. 2 down in the inning. Every time I see the Hamilton Cardinals roster, I keep my eye open for Stefan Strecker because you just never know when he's going to pop up at some point. Pitched a couple of games for them last year.
All-time leader in appearances in the IBL.
45 years old now, so he is about a year and I think 3 or 4 months older than our own ageless wonder, Brad Grieveson, here with the Barrie Baycats.
When you think about it now with the Cardinals having Fernando Rodney on their roster, you know, he's pushing 48, so bit of a different story in that sense, but Strecker, an IBL legend for sure.
Benitez deals a high fly ball, shallow left, going back and over a little bit to his right. Tristan Clark makes the catch, and that will do it. First 3 up, 3 down inning for Juan Benitez in this ball game as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Barrie on top, 6-0. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
Third inning of play is brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more.
Noah Hull.
Noah Hull to lead it off for the Baycats on top 6-0. Bottom of the third inning, Vintage Throne Stadium. Starting to see some jackets and hoodies around the ballpark. I mean, come on, we're not feeling the chilly at this point, are we? It's 18 degrees.
Yeah, high today was only 20, but the wind was going to be quite gusty all day, as we've been talking about earlier.
Comparatively chilly compared to the heat wave that we had here a week ago, that's for sure.
It's crazy how the climate can just spike and dip like that.
Pitches outside, 1-1. Baycats trying to snap a 3-game losing skid, and so far so good here against the Red Sox. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Hull plumped in a wicket, bottom third of the order, due up for the Baycats here in the third. Here's the pitch, and it's hit on the ground is short, and the throw across is in time from Lucas Lefebvre. 1 down here in the third.
Anytime you can have 8 hits through 2 innings, obviously you're doing something right. Baycats are seeing the ball so well. Pedro de los Santos wasn't necessarily struggling with his control. He was getting some of those weak contact ground balls. Defense wasn't helping him out a whole lot. But the Baycats were just seeing that ball so well, and capped off by a 3-run homer by Brandon Hernandez.
I think on a different day, a lot of those ground balls would have been outs for Pedro.
Everybody clap your hands.
Here's Tyler Plum to the catcher, hit into a 4-6-3 double play to end the first, but the damage was done as the Baycats scored 3. Here's the pitch. Called strike. 1-1. Carter Bettis on in relief of Pedro de los Santos. Kicks and deals. Outside, 2-1. Alex Wickett is on deck. Plumpton waggles the bat. Hits that one hard to third. Foul down the line, and the count will hold.
Gotta wonder how long Tyler Susie is gonna let Carter Bettis stay out for the Brantford Red Sox. Have seen Jorge De La Cruz Paez warming up for at least the last half inning or so. So imagine he'd be the next up.
Little check swing. Back to the mound. Bettis fields it cleanly, makes the throw in time. 2 down. Well, the Red Sox coming off a couple of days off. They did play on Thursday, off yesterday, and yesterday as well. So I guess 1 day off since the Thursday game. Alex Wickett now the number 9 hitter and second baseman. Picked up his first career IBL hit to lead off the second. Here's the pitch. Over the mound and through into center field. A 2-hit game for Alex Wickett. as he keeps things going here in the bottom of the third inning.
Well, he does both hits the exact same way, right back up the middle. The first one off of the lefty, Pedro De Los Santos. That one off of Bettis. Just straight through the baseball, clean line drive right up the middle. Great piece of hitting there for the young Alex Wickett.
Well, if he ends up being your plan B for Francisco Hernandez, second base is in pretty good shape, I would have to say, if he keeps hitting the way he's going. Pair of hits here this afternoon. Back to the top of the order for Noel McGarry-Doyle.
Well, he went 0 for 4 on Tuesday in Guelph. He reached on an error, but he was very sound defensively. He made a really nice kind of jump throw play later on in that ball game.
A foul tip for a strike. McGarry-Doyle hit by a pitch and singled. He has scored both times. Back with the Baycats after a very brief stint in the Frontier League. Pitch is low, and he's ahead in the count, 2-1.
7 games in the Frontier League, just 4 for 22. That's a 182 average, of a double and a couple RBI.
Wickett the lead at first. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Blocked by Savage, and Wickett stays put.
Noel McGarry-Doyle thought that ball hit him. He was trying to plead his case to home plate umpire Ryan Jackson, but no sympathy.
3 balls, 1 strike. Bettis to the belt. Deals. Foul back to the screen. Second to 6 for the Red Sox and Baycats this season. Baycats won 8-6 back here on June 12th, just a couple weeks ago. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Fouled again.
And Matt Torreson wasn't even holding on. Alex Wickett there with a full count and 2 outs, knowing he'd be off on the pitch.
Payoff pitch on the way once again as the runner goes, and it's hit on the ground, right side, and it's past the second baseman, Lucas Bateman, into right field. That puts runners on the corners for the Baycats.
Well, it looked like Lucas Bateman had a pretty solid beat on it. It would have been a few strides to his left, but took a smaller stride and maybe second-guessed himself on it. Looked like it was a gettable ball for him, but gets by him.
No, I like you, very surprised that he wasn't able to come up with that ball. It wasn't that far out of his reach, and it wasn't hit maybe as hard as he expected it to be. Runners on the corners now. The inning will continue. 2 away for Brandon Hernandez. First pitch, it's a called strike. Still no errors for the Red Sox, but they have not been sharp defensively today. And we're only in the third inning here. Lifted foul to the left, over the trees. And Hernandez behind in the count, 0-2.
10 hits already for Barrie through 2 2/3.
It's always got to be frustrating for the guy on the mound when some of those ground balls you think maybe that your defense behind you might be able to get and they don't come up with. Drags out the inning. 2 on here. Bettis looks in and he deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will do it. The Baycats strand a pair and are unable to score for the first inning of this ball game. Still 6-0 Baycats. 3 innings in the books. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
We go to the top of the fourth inning at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Red Sox Baycats. It's a 6-0 Barrie lead. A really good crowd here on this Saturday afternoon with the long weekend.
At bat for Brantford, designated hitter number 15, Cassidy Watt.
First home game for the Baycats in a while. They had a 3-3 in Chatham, Kent last weekend. First pitch, a high fly ball, straightaway center. Shortstop goes back, but he's called off by Clayton Keys. Brandon Hernandez just kept backpedaling until Keys called him off. 1 out of the inning.
Well, that's the right move. You let the defender that's running forward call off the defender that's running backward. Much easier play there for Clayton Keys as far in as he had to go. Tough for Brandon Hernandez to get a beat on that ball moving backward.
And he had a quick little exchange with Keys just a moment ago there. I think he maybe said to him, feel free to call me off earlier if you see that you're in position for it.
Absolutely. You don't want to risk anything with a potential miscommunication or a collision or anything like that.
Gosh, the Baycats have had their share of horror stories with those pop-ups and shallow fly balls in recent years. So Watt retired. Here's Ortega for the Red Sox. 0-2 the count. Pitch high and laying off it is Ortega. Benitez has retired 7 in a row. He hit Lucas Bateman to lead off the second. No Red Sox have reached base since. Here comes the crowd. Benitez kicks and deals. A high fly ball. Center field. Clark to his left, reaches up, makes the catch. 2 fly balls to center. And there's 2 away in the fourth.
Second baseman, number 29, Lucas.
The wind really seemed to knock that one down as well.
Well, Clayton Keys just makes it look so natural out there. He made a really nice diving catch in Guelph on Tuesday night.
If I say Clark, I meant to say Keys. Clark is in left field. Clark, Keys, and McGarry Doyle, the outfield. A bit of a new look with the return of Noel McGarry Doyle and the addition of Clayton Keys. Moves Clark to left. Willie Garcia DHing today.
It's actually the first start in right field this season for Noel McGarry Doyle. Before going to Ottawa in the Frontier League, every IBL game he started this year was in center.
Lucas Bateman waits for the 2-0, and he fouls it off over our heads. Here's a pitch from Benitez. Another foul ball, this one to the right side. And now Benitez, a strike away from back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings. Lively crowd here at Athletic Kulture Stadium as Benitez deals the 2-2 pitch. And it's slow. Off the plate outside as well, 3-2. Tyler Plumpton puts down the sign. And the target. Payoff pitch on the way. Fouled off, right side. Nice at bat by Bateman, fouling away to wait for the pitch that he wants. On the ground to short, a high hop. Eventually finds Hernandez, makes the throw, and it is in time for the out. Another 3-up, 3-down inning for Juan Benitez and the Baycats. As we've played 3.5, Barrie's still on top by a score of 6-0. You're watching Baycats TV, Rogers TV Barrie.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
All right, congratulations. Good job, guys.
Go closer on him. This fourth inning of play is brought to you by Vintage Throne Barber Lounge, redefining gentlemen one community at a time. And I have some unfortunate news to pass along, and this was confirmed to me by manager Josh Matlow on Tuesday night. Ryan Rio, who you see on your screen, third base coach today, is out for the season. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed this past weekend with myocarditis, which is a heart condition. It's the inflammation of the heart, which if he were to play baseball for an extended period of time and during his trying to recover from it, you might risk regular heartbeat or arrhythmia, so he's really trying to take it easy. It's potential for him to be back for the playoffs later this season, but really trying to take a restful approach. Unfortunate for him, he was having an incredible start to the season.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the start to the year that Ryan Rio had, but obviously health comes first, and that's going to be tough news for Baycats fans to digest, I'm sure. A fan favorite here in Barrie, arguably the face of the franchise, and love to have him in the lineup every day, but you got to take care of your health first. And Ryan with an outstanding .448 batting average, 4 home runs in 8 games. I mean, you know, really on pace for what could have been a career year for him. We'll never know, but
OPS of 1460 for him already through 8 games.
We all know he'd love to be at the plate if he could, and we wish him all the best, and he's going to be sticking with this club right to the very end. You know that for sure.
Yeah, he definitely is still going to be involved around the park.
Well, he helped out a little bit with the race car contest there between innings. I think we got a new name for that that contest. It's called Race to Rio.
Yeah.
Or you could call it the Rio 500 maybe. Or
He'll obviously still be involved with the team throughout the season, but
high fly ball hit high and deep to right center field. It is gone. Clayton Keys warming up to the fans here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. His first home run here in Barrie. A solo shot makes it 7-0 Baycats.
perfect way to welcome yourself to a new fan base. Clayton Keys with a no-doubter to left center field off of Carter Bettis. Showed the power with a double in Guelph on Tuesday night. gets his first home run of the season for the Baycats.
Well, you don't want to overstate it, but his addition to this team just gives so many more options for manager Josh Matlow. Putting him in the center field, and that with the return of Noel McGarry-Doyle just makes that outfield so much better. Some of the guys who had been playing in the outfield now can go to other spots defensively, so it just could really be a game changer for this Baycat roster.
This team just has so much depth. It's a great problem to have, but it's really a puzzle for Josh Matlow as the manager.
Well, especially after a slow start, somewhat disappointing for these fans as the team still struggles to get back over the 500 mark. You got a stretch coming up here of 7 games in 9 days and a really great opportunity to turn this season around and get yourself back to the top half of the standings. Nolan Macabrota, 0 for 1 today, walked and scored in the first. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 7-0 Barrie. Line drive, left field, base hit. And the Baycats continued their offensive flurry here this afternoon.
It almost looked like Takioka in left field was kind of playing a no doubles defense. So when he received that ball, he was maybe just a couple paces in front of the warning track. But Macabrota gets the green light on a 3-0 pitch, and he takes advantage.
Might be the earliest in a ball game this season that the Baycats have hit 12 hits. First pitch strike to Tristan Clark. Macabrota the lead at first. 7-0 Barrie. Hit weakly foul. We're near the on-deck circle. 7 runs, 12 hits for the Baycats. Baycats have had some high-scoring games this season. Can't recall a game where they've had 12 hits in fewer than 4 innings. Just a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. LaFave and Bateman, double play depth. Middle infield for the Red Sox. That one framed by Savage. He wanted the call. That has been called today, but not on this pitch. Count now 2-2. Carter Betta steals. Fouled over the screen. Count holds 2-2.
Looked like Clark was trying to go the other way with that pitch again. He did that with his last base hit in the second inning. Right over the head of Matt Torreson, the first baseman.
This inning started with a solo home run by Clayton Keys. Nolan Macabrota with a single. Still nobody out. Carter Bettis trying to keep his club in this game. Here's the pitch. To third. To second for 1. The relay to first. Not in time. So Ortega to Bateman to force out Macabrota.
Bit of a delay on that call from first base umpire Jared Merkley. Clark clearly safe. But if you have to sacrifice an out to exchange for a faster base runner in this instance, then you take it.
Clark was running hard right out of the batter's box. And a good thing he did is he was able to beat it out. So Willie Garcia now with 1 away and a runner on. Garcia hits this one through between third and short and a left field. Bobbled and left by Takioka, but he's able to recover, so the runners stay put. This team just doesn't seem sharp defensively at all today for whatever reason. It's drop balls, overthinking.
You got to wonder how much getting to the ballpark half an hour before scheduled game time plays into that. Obviously, the push 15 minutes more so the team can get an abbreviated batting practice.
You know, you make an interesting point with that, and certainly didn't help. Not sure whether you could attribute everything to that, but, you know, just getting off the bus quickly. And they did get BP, but not a lot of time for any infield or any kind of a whole lot of defensive practice in preparation for this game.
They seemed a little bit rushed, trying to get prepared mentally, physically. As I mentioned, the batting practice was a little bit abbreviated, not as long as your typical visiting team batting practice.
Yeah, still no errors in this ball game, so on paper, it's one of those little things that you won't see in the box score, but we can tell you from what we've seen here today, the Red Sox have had better games than this defensively. No balls, 2 strikes. Bettis could use a strikeout here. He wastes one high and away, and Hull holds off.
Got to imagine it's going to be the last inning for Carter Bettis. Jorge De La Cruz Paez has been warming up for quite some time.
Here's the pitch, and it's in on the ground. To first, off the glove of Torreson, no play. And the Red Sox defensive woes continue.
That'll be the first error of the game for Brantford. And well-deserved there for Torreson. He totally misjudged that bounding ball. Knocked it so far away that Bettis wasn't able to recover for him either.
He had Bateman covering the bag behind him at first, so if he had fielded it cleanly, he was probably thinking about the lead runners, but he would have had a play at first for sure. And the bases are now loaded. And that is Brantford's first recorded error of the game. And it keeps the inning alive. Bases loaded. 1 out. Catcher Tyler Plumpton here to do some damage for the Baycats. On the ground to third. And they go to second for 1. The relay to first. It's in time for the double play. How about that? Exactly what the Red Sox needed. And another inning-ending double play off the bat of Tyler Plumpton today. So the Red Sox continue to trail by 7 as they come to bat at the top of the 5th inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the 5th at Athletic Kulture Stadium. It's the Baycats 7, Red Sox nothing. Julius Hern along with Ben Davy, our entire Baycats TV crew. Matt Torreson will lead off for Brantford, trying to make kind of some redemption for an error that occurred in the last half inning. Juan Benitez still up for his 5th inning of work as Torreson pops one up. Foul ground. Macabrota giving chase off the warning track near the fence, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Juan Benitez.
Yeah, Juan Benitez really rolling right along here. Hasn't had really anything to threaten him in this ball game. A double with 1 out in the first, a hit batter in the second, but he was able to escape damage both times and is really rolling right along here now, having retired 10 in a row.
Only allowing 2 base runners in this game. You mentioned the double that was Ren Takioka in the first, and he hit Lucas Bateman to lead off the second. As first pitch called strike to Andrew Savage. Looks like it's given him a lot of confidence, be able to work some pace. Another one popped out. That one will get out of play, foul on the right side.
Lots of bullpen arms available for Josh Matlow, but if you can get a deep game out of your starting pitcher today, you can save those arms for Sunday or Tuesday as the Baycats play on Canada Day in London.
There's a line shot out to right field. Going back is McGarry Doyle. He's got some room. He makes the catch a couple steps in front of the warning track.
Well, the wind is blowing in from right. I'm not sure even on a calm day if that would have had enough to leave, but looked pretty good off the bat of Andrew Savage.
So I bring up Brody Black, one of 2 strikeout victims of Juan Benitez so far today.
Right fielder, number 4, Brody Black.
First pitch to Black is called strike. Talking about the bullpen, Ben, and for a bullpen that has been struggling notably, to have some run support like this and a starting pitcher that looks like could go deep into a ball game as Juan Benitez looks right now, as that one's fouled straight back to the screen. Extremely valuable outing here for Juan Benitez. Well, everything you could have wanted if you're Josh Mallow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was speaking more in terms of saving the bullpen arms, but maybe this is a game where you want to get some of those relievers a little bit of action in a low leverage situation, quote unquote. I'm not sure there ever is a low leverage situation in the IBL, but when you've got a big lead, maybe you put a Chris Lazar out there, let him get some innings of scoreless work under his belt, coming off a frustrating outing on Tuesday night.
That one just high, a 1-2 pitch to Brody Black. Yeah, Chris Lazar was quite upset after his outing on Tuesday in Guelph, knowing that he blew a save and got the loss. Here's 2-2, swung on and fouled off. Well, just getting a piece.
I think in Lazar's case, he's especially upset because he's healthy. And he's, started the year saying he felt great. His arm felt as good at the start of the season as it has in a long time. So he knows he's physically ready to go. Just a matter of executing it out there on the mound.
He's a guy that holds a lot of high standards for himself. 2-2 in the dirt, blocked by Plumpton. Three-two, 2 out as Black calls time and steps out.
Not a bad idea. Just try to interrupt Benitez's rhythm here because he is just breezing along.
It's worked so well for him so far in this game. Trying to get through another 3-up, 3-down inning. Swung on and missed. Third strikeout of the game. Another one for IMP North. It ends the top of the 5th inning. The Baycats through halfway through this game. It's 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Back live at the ballpark, it's the Baycats 7, the Red Sox no score. Our 5th inning is brought to you by One-Eyed Jack Barrie. Bring your same-day Baycats tickets before or after a game and get 10% off your bill.
Julius Hern, Ben Davy along with you. Anytime you can have your number 9 hitter bat for the 3rd time in the 5th inning, you're clearly doing something right. Baycats up 7-0 on 13 hits already through 4 innings. Alex Wickett with 2 of them. First 2 in the IBL. Carter Bettis back out for his 4th inning of work for Brantford. First pitch is inside.
Something about number 9 hitters have really worked for Josh Matlow this season.
As second baseman, too.
Yeah, you're right. An odd coincidence. Francisco Hernandez Struggled for his first 3 games, got moved down to number 9 in the order, absolutely caught fire. He's having an all-star season now.
Called strike, it's 1-1.
Alex Wickett in the number 9 spot today, 2 for 2.
Seems like Francisco Hernandez will be back in London on Canada Day. But he is taking batting practice. He's looking good. There's another called strike to Wickett. He just doesn't want to rush his recovery. An injury like that, Josh Matlow was telling me that that's an injury that ended his career as a player. So you don't really want to rush anything or risk anything getting worse.
Well, Francisco Hernandez would definitely have one of my IBL All-Star votes. 10 hits in his last 5 games.
On the ground, left side, 3 hits in the game for Alex Wickett. Leads off the 5th with a base knock.
Right fielder number 95, Noel.
Well, the Baycats with base runners now in all 5 innings, and just a frustrating game for the Red Sox. Still a long ways to go here, but the Baycats have really been pounding these Red Sox here today.
Leadoff man has reached for Barrie 4 of the first 5 innings. As breaking ball to McGarry Doyle's check swing gets called for going around.
And that's the frustrating thing when you're constantly working with runners aboard. You've got something else to worry about. Conversely, Juan Benitez has been able to keep the bases empty behind him, and he's been breezing right along.
That one outside on Noel McGarry Doyle. It's 1-1.
Back to Francisco Hernandez, a 9-game hitting streak for him when he returns.
Fouled off the mask of Andrew Savage. McGarry Doyle, a really nice swing there. Swung so hard. Would have been sure extra bases had he got a good chunk of it.
That IBL All-Star game will be in Hamilton, and fans can vote on the IBL website for a chance to get as many Baycats there as possible. Be North versus South again this year.
Swung on and missed. Breaking ball against Noel McGarry Doyle. First out of the inning there for Carter Bettis.
Second strikeout of the game for Bettis. The last was this man, Brandon Hernandez, to get out of the 3rd inning.
Also the first time McGarry Doyle's failed to reach in his first game back with the Baycats. First pitch to Brandon Hernandez. Another breaking ball called a strike. Bettis really using the breaking pitches heavily here in the 5th. Hernandez a single in the first, a 3-run homer in the 2nd, then struck out his last time up in the 3rd. That one outside. It seemed when Brandon Hernandez was, came over to the Baycats last season, he was put about that number 2, number 3 spot right away, and it seemed to work for him. Stayed there throughout the playoffs, and I thought he was going to be the playoff MVP last year. Just the way he played in the playoffs, he was insane. He had an RBI in every playoff game.
Definitely could make the case for that. Frank Garces was the official playoff MVP for the Baycats, but so many players making big contributions.
Line shot out to left field. It hangs up for Ren Takioka. He makes the catch, 2 down.
That one hit on an absolute rope. Good job by Takioka just to stay with it. Looked like the ball maybe dipped a little bit at the end as it came close to him, but stayed with it, made an important catch, and a big out here as the Red Sox try to avoid any damage here in the 5th.
Home runs last time up, Clayton Keys. He's 1 for 3. Really endearing himself nicely to this Baycats crowd so far. Takes a first pitch breaking ball for a strike.
Doesn't even have the name on the back of the jersey yet.
Two outs here. Wickett with the lead off first. I want another strike taken by Clayton Keys. Struck out looking his first time up in the 1st on 3 pitches. The only strikeout for Pedro De Los Santos.
Keys didn't like that last call. Safe to say Ryan Jackson probably isn't his favorite umpire, at least today.
0-2 in the dirt and outside.
It's been a generous strike zone by Jackson, but he's been pretty consistent. He's pinched the corners a couple of times, but for the most part, it's been a pitcher strike zone, and he's stuck with that.
Bettis comes set, 1-2. Runner goes. The pitch is up. The throw down. The second is way high, going into center field. So sliding in safely with a stolen base is Alex Wickett.
Savage just uncorked a wild one there. Not sure a good throw would have beat him anyways.
They're giving Andrew Savage an error for the throw. So no stolen base credited to Alex Wickett. Second error of the ball game for Brantford. Looked like he had a shot, possibly because that pitch was so high, kind of a quasi pitch out. 2-2 to Keys, line shot into right center field. It gets down. It's going to go all the way to the warning track. Wickett's in to score. Keys is in safely with a double, standing up.
What a great piece of hitting by Clayton Keys, the new Barrie Baycat. He found a spot in right center field. There was a lot of room between the outfielders there, Paulos and Black. And Keys just dropped it right between them and hit it hard enough to get him to second. Picks up another RBI. What a great afternoon for Clayton Keys.
Pulled his home run to the left center field gap, and that one, a double pushed into the right center field gap. That'll bring up Nolan McElbrother, the team leader in RBI so far this season for Barrie. Already 14 on the year for him through 16 games. This middle of the Baycats order has been so dangerous. Tristan Clark on a tear as well. Willie Garcia starting to climb out of a bit of a funk. He had 3 strikeouts. There's a lot. Deep fly ball. Right center field. Going back is Paulos right in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. That one had a shot. Maybe the wind got it, but nonetheless, it's a fly out to center field. But the Baycats add one more. An RBI double by Clayton Keys has them up 8-0 through 5 innings. We'll go to the top of the 6th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the 6th inning, and a really nice crowd here on hand, and they're getting rewarded an 8-0 Baycats lead through 5 innings, and Juan Benitez just 65 pitches through 5 innings, really cruising through this Brantford Red Sox lineup. He's retired each of the last 12 he's faced, including 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, Benitez has really found his groove here this afternoon, working at a great pace, a good rhythm. 7 innings was his longest outing so far. It was against Hamilton, that 2-1 game, on May 31st.
Yeah, fortunately for him, he gets the loss in that game. A really
that
nice
was a tough one. I think if you can get 7 innings out of him today, he'll be more than happy.
Got the start in a couple weeks ago against these Brantford Red Sox. There's the 1-1 to LaFave. It's fouled away. Had 8 strikeouts It's just the 4th time in his IBL career he's had that many strikeouts or more. His career high is 12. Crowd behind him here looking for another one. The 1-2 to Lefebvre. Popped up, foul. Gets out of play. Count remains 1-2.
Yeah, coming into this game, Benitez with 19 strikeouts compared to 17 by Cesar Rosado.
On the ground, left side, it gets over the glove of Noah Hall into left field. So leadoff man is on for Brantford.
Well, the streak ends at 12. And that may be just what the Red Sox need to try to get a little bit of momentum here. Still lots of innings to go in the 6th inning.
Just a second hit of the game there for the Brantford Red Sox. They'll bring up the leadoff man, Ethan Palos. Benitez his pitch, fouled away. Sounds like that hit the bus. Heard a big clunk as that ball left the vicinity of the ballpark.
Somebody got a ball through a windshield at an IBL ballpark earlier this week. I'm not sure where it was, but
that's another grounder through the left side, just past a diving Brandon Hernandez in the left field. So after only having 1 base hit through the first 5 innings, Brantford has 2 to start the 6th.
Yeah, weakly hit ball, but it just had eyes and got past the shortstop to his right side. So back-to-back hits for Brantford. Here's the opportunity for them to chip away at this 8-0 deficit.
I believe it was in Kitchener that foul ball happened. There's a park that's, probably the most common to have maybe a little bit of vehicle damage from a foul ball.
I think there was one section of parking.
Bunt that's popped up, and Tyler Plumpton makes the catch. Not happy with the effort is Ren Takioka.
Yeah, it just glanced off the top of his bat, and alert move by the base runners, Lefebvre and Palos, to stay put. Yeah, I think there was a section of parking at Jack Couch Park that they actually blocked off and restricted cars from parking there because of so many foul balls that were landing in that area.
So 1 out here. The first pitch is a breaking ball just outside to Cassidy Watt, the designated hitter. 0 for 2 so far. That first out for Juan Benitez. First time he's had 2 runners on in this ball game. Keeping that double play in order. The 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike.
Yeah, Juan has really sort of shifted his game to become more of a power pitcher, getting those strikeouts this season. 19 coming into today, 3 today, so give him 22. 5 more than Cesar Rosado.
1-1. Fly ball into right field. Noel McGarry-Doyle has a beat on it. He charges in. He's going to hold Lefebvre from tagging up. Nicely done by the right fielder for Barrie. Noel McGarry-Doyle with perfect positioning to keep Lefebvre at second base.
Yeah, not nearly deep enough for Lefebvre to really make a serious tag-up attempt there, but not a bad idea to try to force the throw anyways. You never know. Frank Garces leads this team with 50 strikeouts. 50 strikeouts, 6 walks. Another outstanding year for the Baycat veteran. He will probably get the start tomorrow afternoon in Hamilton.
That's correct. Fly ball in the center. That one's pretty deep. Clayton Keys having to go back on it, and he will make an over-the-shoulder catch. Clayton Keys showing off the defense once again. A very difficult catch. Keeps Juan Benitez with a scoreless outing through 6 innings. Baycats lead it by a score of 8-0. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning right here on Baycats TV.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
At bat for the Baycats, left fielder number 6, Kristen Clark.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning for moving.ca. Two small men with big hearts moving, your original Canadian two-men movers. When you think two men, think with big hearts, your Canadian choice.
Baycats have exploded offensively today. 8-0 is the score. Carter Bettis still out there for the Brantford Red Sox after a lackluster start from Pedro de los Santos. Just one inning and a little bit more into the second for him. Doesn't record an out in the second, but Carter Bettis, this would be inning number 5 for him in relief. In the middle of the order for Barrie up, Tristan Clark, Willie Garcia, and Noah Hall. The 1-0 to Clark is up high.
69 pitches for Bettis coming into this inning. Conversely, Juan Benitez keeping his pitch count about as low as you possibly can after the first inning. His single inning pitch totals 9, 12, 12, 11, and 13.
Another one up high.
Juan Benitez was the last Baycat off the field at that end of that last half inning. He wanted to make sure to express his gratitude to Clayton Keys for that spectacular catch in center field to get the Baycats off the field in the 5th.
3-0 to Clark. He drives that one into left field. It's going to stay in the ballpark and hangs up for Ren Takioka. One down. So that'll bring up Willie Garcia, who's had a nice day today. Couple base hits, 2 for 3 already after a tough outing in Guelph on Tuesday night. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Got into it a little bit with Josh Matlow after that third strikeout was subsequently taken out of the game. But he seems a little bit more rejuvenated being back home and having a couple hits to his credit. Bettis' first pitch. A called strike on the outside part of the plate.
2 hits this afternoon. He's been a big part of this well-balanced attack by the Baycats offense here this afternoon. 8 of the 9 in the Baycat lineup have reached base safely. Tyler Plumpton being the only one who hasn't reached base today, but he's been outstanding defensively, calling a great game for Juan Benitez.
One from Bettis. Breaking ball. It's on the ground. Nice stab there. And the throw is just a little bit high. Willie Garcia is going to reach. Great effort from Christian Ortega at third base, ranging to his left to be able to get to that ball. That's going to be the second infield hit of the game for Willie Garcia.
Well, it was a high throw, and it pulled Torreson off the base, but he's tall enough. He was able to get that glove up to pull it down. Tried the swipe tag on Garcia, just trying to get a piece of his back as he ran past him, and probably just missed him by a hair.
First pitch to Noah Hull is just a bit low. Hull had a infield single of his own in the first inning, but since has grounded out twice. One 1-0 is called a strike. Hull had a double in Guelph on Tuesday night. One of just a few extra base hits for the Baycats that evening. 1-1, line on the ground into left field, a base hit. Second of the game for Noah Hall. Puts 2 on with 1 out. Tell you what, Ben, the thing that's really impressed me about this game for Barrie's offense compared to Tuesday night, they've been able to limit their strikeouts. Just 3 so far in this game. They had 13 on Tuesday night.
Well, that's definitely been a key for them today, no question. And just getting base runners on every single inning. The Red Sox don't have a 3-up, 3-down inning against the Baycats so far in this ball game. And Bettis again having to work with runners on base behind him.
First pitch to Tyler Plumpton was low in the dirt. As you mentioned, Ben, the only Baycat not to have reached base so far in this ball game. Grounded into 2 double plays to end innings. He lines that one just foul. Past the reach of Christian Ortega at third base.
Seems like there's been action in the Red Sox bullpen this entire ball game. Again, we got another right-hander throwing, and Bettis' pitch count now well into the 70s. There's a short hook for Pedro de los Santos today, but they're giving Carter Bettis a long leash out there on the mound here in middle relief.
Plumped on the ground, left side. That one gets past Ortega. It's a fair ball. Rounding third, heading home is Willie Garcia. The throw is offline. Another run for the Baycats. It's 9-0.
And every Baycat has a base hit now today. 18 hits for the Baycats. This 9-0 lead. And out comes the manager. This could be the end for Carter Bettis this afternoon.
Jorge De La Cruz Paez has been warming up for quite some time, as you mentioned, Ben. It seems like it's been at least 3 innings at this point. And there is Tyler Sousa to take the ball from his right-hander. We'll have a new pitcher in the game. It won't be Jorge De La Cruz Paez. We'll have more on the new pitcher in just a moment. You're watching Baycats TV. Welcome back. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A new pitcher in the ball game for the Brantford Red Sox, right-hander Crawford Passy.
Passy, 24-year-old Waterloo native and University of Waterloo alumni. Last worked June 20th against Toronto, the 15-2 loss against the Maple Leafs.
Clean inning for him in that game. So over a week since his last appearance. He's going to get number 9 hitter Alex Wickett to start off. Tyler Plumpton on first, Noah Hall on second. 1 run in this inning so far, 9-0 lead for Barrie. The 1-0 pitch, fly ball, left field, Takioka. Few steps in, he makes the catch. Easy first out there for Crawford Passy.
Passy really needed that clean inning against Toronto, coming off the game before that against the Welland Jackfish, where he allowed 5 earned runs without recording it out. Trying to get that ERA back down to something respectable.
Hasn't had an outing more than 1 inning this year, so the assumption would be that there might be a new pitcher at the end of this inning. There's a fly ball in the right center field, pardon me. Ethan Paulo settles underneath it, makes the catch. Couple clean outs for Crawford Passy to get out of the inning, but the Baycats score 1 more. An RBI single by Tyler Plumpton has them up 9-0. Ben Davy back in the mic for you in the 7th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Real lunch, no.
Top of the 7th inning, Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township. It has been all Baycats here on this Saturday afternoon. Comfortably in front, 9-0. Behind right-handed starter Juan Benitez, who's out for his 7th inning of work. 78 pitches coming into this inning. Had a streak of 12 in a row, retired, interrupted with a single off the bat of Lucas Lefebvre in the 6th inning, but was able to work his way out of that with a pop-up and a couple of fly balls. Red Sox stranded 2 in the 6th. Their best chance at scoring in this game thus far have been unable to solve. Juan Benitez.
The only time that Brantford had multiple base runners on, let alone in scoring position.
Fouled over our heads, count is 0-2. Bateman, 23 years old, first full IBL season, has been a junior call-up for the Red Sox over the last few years. Benitez deals, bounces up to the plate. One ball, 2 strikes. Bateman, Torreson, and Savage all due up here for the Red Sox. We're in the 7th. 1-2 pitch on the ground, right back to the mound. Benitez, plenty of time, makes the throw, 1 away.
Benitez really took his time. He's having fun with the Baycats dugout there because he got that ball, a ground ball right off the bat of Bateman. He had some time to wipe his brow and take his time with the throw to first. He was having a little bit of fun with it.
I thought he was going to order an espresso. Probably could have. 1 away, here's Matt Torreson. On the ground to first. Macabrota keeps it in front of him to Benitez covering in time for the out. So a 1-3 put out and a 3-1 put out to start the 7th inning. Speaking of espressos, one would sound really good right about now, wouldn't it? I see a lot of cold beer in the stands, but it's kind of chilly for that. I don't want to complain, but it's not just typical late July or late June weather, is it?
It's not necessarily the temperature, it's the wind.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's weird that we have wind chill at this time of year.
Canada Day weekend always seems a little bit warmer to me. Sometimes it's that first weekend you get that summer breakthrough of heat. I guess we got it a week early this year. High fly ball left field, pretty deep. It's got some carry to it, and it is gone. The Red Sox are on the board on a solo home run by Andrew Savage. 9-1 ball game. Nothing Tristan Clark could do there but look up. That ball just carried right over the left field fence.
Tough way for the shutout to end for Juan Benitez. But he's limited the damage thus far. And still nothing to hang your head on. Just a great piece of hitting there from Andrew Savage. Got a hold of it. It was gone off the bat.
Well, they hit a couple of deeper fly balls off of him in the 6th inning, certainly deeper than he was allowing earlier in the ball game. And that's always a sign that a pitcher's arm might be getting a little bit tired. Up in the pitch count now into the 80s. Crickets chirping in the Baycat bullpen right now.
Well, Benitez had a complete game last year against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. So you got to wonder, with the way he's been able to keep his pitch count down, he could be in store for another one.
Well, a 9-1 game. We'll see. 7 outs to go. A called strike. It's 2-2. He got the 2 quick outs from Bateman and Torrenson prior to that savage home run. Here comes the crowd with a 2-2 count. Benitez deals. Foul back to the screen.
Looking back to that complete game, he allowed 2 runs. Only one of them was earned. And he allowed 8 hits in that game, only 3 strikeouts. This one, obviously, in terms of the box score, a much better outing for him.
2-2. High fly ball, deep right field. That's carrying all the way back to the wall as well, but it'll stay up for Noel McGarry-Doyle. So the Red Sox showing some power. 1 bomb off the bat of Andrew Savage makes it a 9-1 ball game. As we go to the 7th inning stretch, you're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Seventh inning of play is brought to you by Sleeman Beer. Real ones know.
Here comes Brandon Hernandez to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Barrie Baycats, up by a score of 9-1. Clayton Keys will follow, and Nolan Macabrota also for the Baycats. Out to face Crawford Passy, the 3rd Red Sox pitcher here this afternoon. 24 years old, kicks and deals. And it's hit hard to right field down the line, foul.
New first baseman in the ball game for Matt Torreson. Taking over is Josiah David Palin. Second year in the league out of Rio Grande.
Passy's pitch popped up. Playable. Off of the mask is Savage. To the right of home plate, he makes the catch. Kind of made that catch in an unconventional position for a catcher.
Center fielder number 43.
Rather than turning his back to the mound, just sort of caught it off to the side. Here comes Clayton Keys. What an afternoon he's had. He's been solid defensively. A home run. Drove in a run with a double in the 5th. Pretty good afternoon when your two newest players are arguably been the two MVPs of this game, Clayton Keys and Alex Wickett.
Well, obviously we build it so well in the open. They're living up to the expectations.
0-1 pitch. And that's upstairs. Despite a 2-for-4 afternoon at the plate, Keys has not been a fan of Ryan Jackson's strike zone this afternoon. Breaking ball, gets that one low and in.
Well, he has been very patient. He doesn't swing at a whole lot, doesn't chase very much. He's very selective, and that's why he's been able to capitalize a couple extra base hits today.
Passey's pitch is well outside. 3-1. Right-hander Adam Kahn warming up in the Baycat bullpen now. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. Keys draws a walk. Red Sox still looking for that first 3-up, 3-down inning. 7 straight innings with base runners for the Baycats.
First baseman number 20.
Well, this team was due for a breakout offensively, and they have certainly answered the call here today. 9 runs, 18 hits. Looking for more here in this bottom of the 7th inning.
It just seems like this team has been able to explode in these single game outings like they did in Toronto a couple weeks ago, a 17-7 win there. And Kitchener a couple weeks before that. But here, as much as they had a couple home runs, one off the bat of Keys, one off the bat of Brandon Hernandez, it really hasn't been the home runs that have propelled them to this lead.
No, it certainly hasn't.
They've accounted for 4 runs, but it's really just been stringing hits together.
Macabrota hits a high one, right center field, and it's all the way back, and the catch is made by Ethan Palos. Back on the warning track. That ball just kept going and going. 2 down in the 7th.
Back-to-back at-bats where Macabrota's flown out to center field. The wind's still coming in. In a couple instances now where you got to imagine the wind's really having an effect on fly balls to that part of the ballpark.
Tristan Clark, the left fielder now for the Baycats. Baycats, of course, had to play in that stifling heat last weekend in Chatham-Kent. Kind of selfishly glad we didn't have any home games that weekend, to be honest with you. Runner goes. Pitch is a called strike. No throw. Savage didn't even make an attempt to throw down to get Keys.
Well, none of the middle infielders covered second base, so there wouldn't have been anyone to throw to.
So Keys takes second uncontested. Swing and a miss by Clark. Oh, not covering the bag. Just again, another mental miscue by the Red Sox, I'd have to think. Just at this point in the game.
Or they're just focused on getting Tristan Clark at the plate with 2 out.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled off to the right side. Well, the Baycats have executed that hit and run effectively so well today. Maybe that's what they were expecting. I don't know. 1-2 count here to Clark. 2 out. 7th inning. Baycats up by 8 runs. Crawford Passy. Looks at the runner. Kicks and deals. High. The count is even. 2-2.
Looks like the night's over for Juan Benitez. Adam Kahn warming up in the bullpen. Looks like he's going to be the next arm out for Barrie starting that 8th inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Passy's pitch. Fouled back.
Bit of a chase there for Tristan Clark, bit uncharacteristic from him. nonetheless, he's able to foul it off, stay alive in this at-bat. Already 2 for 4 today.
Runner at second is Clayton Keys. Passy deals. Called strike 3. Outside corner. Clark frozen. And that'll do it. And he'll have a few words for the home plate umpire as he heads off. Baycats strand a runner in the bottom of the 7th. Lead 9-1 through 7 here this afternoon. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Presented by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Red Sox come to bat, top of the 8th inning, trailing by 8. Lucas Lefebvre, the number 9 hitter, will lead it off to face Baycat right-hander Adam Kahn.
Third appearance of the season for Adam Kahn, and he really needs something good to get him back some confidence. His last outing, he got the save, a 4-inning save in Toronto at Christie Pitts, but he allowed 4 earned runs in the process.
First pitch swinging is Lefebvre, hits it to right field. One away. Noel McGarry Doyle in right makes the catch.
He's got 5 innings pitched on the season, an ERA of 7.2.
Well, these so-called low-leverage innings give you that opportunity to just sort of relax out there and find your rhythm, see if you can string together some outs and get things back on track after a shaky outing, as you mentioned, his last appearance. So the Red Sox will send Jeremy Veilleux up to pitch a pinch hit for Ethan Paulos. Veilleux, the veteran. Will step in here to face right-hander Adam Kahn. First pitch strike. Barrie is in Hamilton tomorrow, 2:05. Then they play in London on Canada Day, so a couple more road games. After a long stretch away from Athletic Kulture Stadium, they're back on the road again. Swing and a miss. Baycats starting a very busy stretch of games, 7 and 9. That begins here this afternoon. 2 games next weekend, Thursday and Saturday. Kahn with the 0-2. Outside for a ball. Plumpton framing that one, wanting the call, didn't get it. It's 1-2.
Well, they have this game, then Tuesday in London, Canada Day, like you mentioned, but then 4 in a row. 2 of them kind of bookended right here against the Guelph Royals.
On the ground to third, and it gets underneath the glove of Noah Hall. It's into left field. A 1-out single for Jeremy Veilleux.
Well, it's going to go down as an error against Noah Hall. Looks like it would have been a relatively easy play, but it gets right under his glove.
Pretty routine.
Pinch hitting for the Red Sox, number 28, Graham Tebbett.
Graham Tebbett will hit for Ren Takioka in the second spot. These teams will meet again Friday, July 11th. That's at Arnold Anderson Stadium. First of a home and home. That'll be Barrie's first visit to Brantford. And then they play again in Brantford on Friday, July 18th. So 3 of 4 games for the Red Sox will be against Barrie over that 8-day stretch. Kahn with the first pitch on the ground. Glove by Macabrota. Goes to short for one, back to first, in time for a 3-6-3 double play. Baycats are off the field as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, leading 9-1 over the Brantford Red Sox. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
Thinking about doing a renovation, but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Barrie Baycats Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Eighth inning of play is brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
This is Willie Garcia to lead it off for the Baycats, comfortably in front, 9-1 this afternoon over the Brantford Red Sox, looking to make it 2 wins in 2 games over Brantford. This 6-game season series. First pitch strike from Crawford Passy. Passy, the 3rd Red Sox pitcher this afternoon. If you're just joining us, Pedro de los Santos worked just 1 inning today. High fly ball, center field. Black to his right, way back near the wall, reaches up and unable to make the catch. Against the fence, in standing up with a double is Willie Garcia. But a great effort by Brody Black, who has moved from right field to center in a flurry of defensive changes that we're trying to keep up with here.
Couldn't have asked for a better day to bounce back after 3 strikeouts than this one for Willie Garcia. 4 for 5, now with a double and a run scored.
So Brody Black moving from right to center. Jeremy Veilleux, now the game's left fielder. Graham Tebbett in right field. So the outfield now left to right. Veilleux, Black, and Tebbett. This is Noah Hull, the 3rd baseman.
Double.
Count 2-0. Hull has reached base 3 times today. 2 singles and reached on an error as well. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Passey's pitch, lifted foul, over on the Brantford side. Well, if you had to pick a player of the game in this one, you could make a case for a number of guys. Willie Garcia for sure. The 4 for 5 afternoon.
Christian Lazar throwing in the Baycats bullpen, another guy that needs a bounce-back outing.
Here's the pitch. Popped up, left center field. Black over to his right, and it'll be the left fielder taking it, Veilleux. 1 away in the 8th. Tyler Plumpton drove in the run with a single in his last at bat. Great crowd at the ballpark today, including a good section of Brantford Red Sox fans who made the long trip here to Barrie. Very long trip given the traffic situation today on Highway 400. Red Sox players were telling us before the game that they left Brantford at around 10:30 and were still kind of close for game time.
So many issues on the 400 northbound today.
You know, the other crazy thing coming out of Brantford is you got the QEW 403 combo, which is never usually a good situation on a Saturday either. Called strike to Plumpton. One ball, one strike, one out. Passy to Plumpton. That's a fly ball to center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. Garcia will hold at third. Runners on the corners for the Baycats. Always love having fans from visiting clubs come to Barrie, and the Red Sox have always had a fan base that travels well with the team. Creates some good-natured rivalry in the stands. Makes the ball game a lot of fun.
Well, despite the lack of success the team has had over the last few years, that is one of the most passionate fan bases in the league.
Yeah, they really love their Red Sox at Arnold Anderson Stadium. Just a fantastic baseball community, new ownership, and we're really hopeful for better days as far as the on-field product is concerned. Big rip and a miss by Alex Wickett.
Well, Terry Smith, the new owner, is in the ballpark today as he was when the Red Sox were here a couple weeks ago.
When you got your team owner coming to road games, that's always a good sign. You got leadership at the top that really cares about this club. A pop-up in the infield. It'll be the shortstop, Lucas Lefebvre, for the out, 2 down. And I think that's the second time that the Red Sox owner has made the trip here to Barrie for a road game this season.
Right fielder number 95, Noel McGarry-Doyle.
Noel McGarry-Doyle hits it a long way to center field. Back near the fence. It's gone! Welcome back to Barrie. Noel McGarry-Doyle, 3-run homer. And Barrie has blown this one wide open.
Couldn't have hit that baseball any better. A line shot to straightaway center field. Brody Black had no shot at it. And that puts the Baycats in double digits.
I mean, who would you pick as a player of the game for the Baycats today? McGarry-Doyle maybe now? Certainly Juan Benitez.
I would have to give it to Juan. As good as the offense has been today, Juan Benitez was so efficient in 7 innings.
We mentioned what Willie Garcia has done at the plate, going 4 for 5. Alex Wickett, 3 hits in his home debut. You could pick just about anybody on the field today and say you're not wrong. It's been an MVP-like performance by everybody.
3 home runs for the team. 2 3-run homers, one by McGarry Doyle there, one by Brandon Hernandez earlier on, a solo shot by Clayton Keys. Everybody in the lineup has had a hit today.
Brandon Hernandez fouls it back to the screen. Well, the question is, can the Baycats take this momentum on the bus with them to Hamilton tomorrow afternoon? Very busy week ahead. 7 games, 9 days, a real good chance to get yourself back to the top of the pack. On the ground, right back to the mound. Passy gloves it, makes the toss in time. That will do it. But a 3-run bomb to center field off the bat of Noel McGarry Doyle. And Barrie has blown this one open. 12-1 Baycats as we go to the 9th. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcomuskoka.ca.
And the Baycats' third pitcher of the afternoon will be Christian Lazar. His last outing was not a good one. You can forget all about that with 3 quick outs here in the 9th inning today.
5 earned runs in the 8th inning in Guelph, which put the Royals back in the lead. And it was 6 straight hits, including a 3-run home run by Jordan Gallo that kind of put the Royals over the top in a 7-3 win on Tuesday. And Lazar was really not happy about it. He was very stoic in the dugout after the game. This outing, a clean one if he can get it, would be a huge boost of confidence.
Well, it goes without saying, you have to have a short memory in this game. You can't take something from one game to the next. Adam Kahn had a chance to get a good outing in here this afternoon and certainly took advantage of it, and now it's Chris Lazar's chance here in the 9th with his team up by 11 runs. Watt, Ortega, and Bateman will bat for Brantford. Lazar, the lefty, kicks and deals. Popped up, right side. And the second baseman, Alex Wickett, gobbles that one up for the first out of the inning.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the Intercounty Baseball League and the Barrie Baycats Baseball Club. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or retransmission in any form is strictly prohibited.
Cleanup man Christian Ortega now. First pitch swinging, fouls it off to the right side. Souvenir for the fans down that right field line. An all-Christian matchup here. Lazar versus Ortega. Just misses on that 0-1 offering. The count is even.
Ortega has flown out to center field all 3 times up today.
Lucas Bateman on deck. Lazar's pitch popped up again. This one right in the middle of the diamond. And Hernandez ranging over to his left, calls for it and takes it for the out, 2 away.
Second baseman, number 29, Lucas Bateman.
And Lucas Bateman comes to the bat for the Red Sox. Juan Benitez was brilliant today for Barrie.
7 innings, just 4 hits and an earned run. That only run came on a home run by Andrew Savage. But aside from that, he was so efficient. Best outing of the year for sure. Hasn't been lined for a win that he clearly deserved.
91 pitches, 68 strikes. 1-1 pitch, popped up. Calling for it is Nolan Macabrota, and he takes it for the out. A 3-up, 3-down ninth for Chris Lazar. And the Baycats win this one today by a score of 12-1.
An all-around fantastic performance from the Barrie Baycats. Just talked about Juan Benitez, his incredible outing, but also the offense putting together 21 hits on the game, a 12-1 win, a couple home runs. The outfield, as we were really pushing as maybe a new look outfield that can rejuvenate this team. Well, it surely did today. Noel McGarry-Doyle, his first game back in a Baycats uniform, and new addition Clayton Keys in his home debut, each with a couple home runs.
Tomorrow's game on Cable 14 in Hamilton. It's a free web stream. Go to the Cable 14 website. Typically, they don't put those on YouTube, so you'll want to look up Cable 14 in Hamilton to watch the Baycats and the Hamilton Cardinals tomorrow at Barrie Baycats Stadium, and we'll be here on Baycats TV next on Thursday evening against the Guelph Royals. That's Thursday, July the 3rd. Come on out to the ballpark. We hope to see you then. For Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy. Good afternoon from Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater.